Good afternoon. The person that you're seeing on this screen is Dr. Pharrell Gray. And this is what's wrong with the problem of black people coming together, having empathy for each other, and understanding that our plight is not just ours alone. But then you got those sellouts. Sellouts such as this man here with European education, has no idea or have no recollection or have no identity for self, and that he utilized the trauma, the pain, and disenfranchisement of black people that's been going on for 250 years. A constant fight for freedom. Now, in spite of, our oppressor will allow certain people, certain ones, to achieve certain goals, especially if it's in the benefit of their agenda, as long as it's not going against the grain of what they're trying to do. You have plenty of black people that played a safe role, being in a situation where they feel that they can achieve anything that they want to as long as they stay within the guidelines or play by our oppressors' rules. How can we have any self-identity, self-worth, without acknowledging our brothers and sisters that's going through the same plight that we could have been? Few people make the right decisions. Few people know how to play the system. Few people will do what they need to do. But that's the reason why we enslave now, because of those that will play the role of keeping other black people in place. Now listen to what Dr. Farrer had to say, and tell me, do you agree?
People, well, that's still your mom, that's still your dad, or that's still your brother, and that's still your sister. Toxic is toxic, whether it's family or not. You are allowed to walk away from people who consistently hurt you. You see, they say blood is thicker than water, but blood is not thicker than peace of mind. Can we?
Now, how can a peace of mind is understandable, but turning your back on your loved ones, on your family, just because they a certain way is ridiculous. Why are they toxic? Here's the question: why they the way they are? How they came that way? What made them change? What make black people to be the way they are right now today? It's not their fault. They didn't do it on their own. When you living out here in the basic instincts of survival, that you have to grit and grind just to pay a bill, just to keep a roof over your head, just to put food in your stomach. You live in a society that we being pimped to the highest bidder. And like I said, everyone they allowed to make a living, make money, to live according to their standards, because you're really not. You know, just like P. Diddy or anybody else they want to touch, you can be touched no matter how much money you got. But you realize that black people have the more downfall when it comes to things such as this, besides the other race. They don't go to prison and do time and go through the thing that they get away with murder, basically. You see it every day, so it's not like there's nothing new. But black men like Mr. Dr. Pharrell Gray is a sad case of not being able to empathize with other people. A person can be toxic, but you don't have to allow that toxicity to rub off on you. Maybe sometimes it might take you to heal a person from being toxic or what we consider toxic. And what they consider toxic is those that growed up in a rough environment, that been through a lot, that didn't open up, that God knows what people go through. I done heard a lot, from molestation to mistreatment to, whatever. Things happen and people's lives have been touched in so many different ways. And we need to understand and empathize with those that went through those things, because it could have been us. It could have been your mom. It could have been your sister. It could have been anybody. So don't judge a person by what you think you know without knowing what their struggle was or what they've been through. That's how we became healing, understanding each other. Reaching out, open up your mind. Stop closing the door and thinking that people just want to be the way they are, because that's not who we are. That's not even in our nature. People get turned. Bad things happen to people. Those things change who you are. If you ever been in love and was trusting and whatever, and been hurt, you're not the same person anymore. Things change people. Some people might have always been toxic, but you don't know what that person been through to make that person be the way they are right now. So this is my message to Dr. Pharrell Gray. If you ever hear my message, please keep your mouth closed, because the education that you're giving is coming from a Caucasian perspective. Peace is peace. And I don't think nobody will find any peace until we get rid of this system, so we can stop paying somebody else to live with all this homelessness, drug-infested, impoverished areas. And when it's supposed to be all the money this country has, spending billions and billions on war. Ever since they took our country, that's all they've been establishing. Trying to get their war up, trying to get their artillery up so they can fight for something that don't belong to them. But our tools and our weapons is our minds and the truth. We already proven that we can outshine them in anything that we ever put our mind to. And that don't come from no slave mentality. That just comes from our nature, period, of who we are. But once we start opening our mind and recognizing who we are and where we come from and how we operate, we'll look at things in a whole totally different light. So, to all my soldiers and soldiers, y'all keep strong. Y'all stay warm out in there. And y'all be blessed. And if y'all ever get a chance, Dr. Pharrell Gray, y'all tell him what's on y'all mind, because this is not how we work. And that's only for those that few, because you got those that, hey, if you feel like you want to turn your back on your own people just for $1 bill, then that's on you. Peace.